the Lisa Renaissance, F slur, obvi, and a white car full of kids, teenagers, gross. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and I do mean elephant. Hello, Carter Nation, and welcome to another episode of Carter on Camera. Today, we're going to be talking about queer resilience and queer exhaustion, because sometimes it's fucking hard out here. Don't let me be misunderstood. I'm proud of my identity and my community, but I'm tired of having to talk about it. For the past decade of my life, I'm 20, right? I'm 20, so since I was 10, I have been having the same conversations over and over and over again and again and again. It is getting to the point where I'm done. I've had to educate, inform, correct, etc., 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 ignorant people. And I'm doing all this for free. I'm not getting any money from it. And it's mentally draining. It is. Even on social media, like try to use social media as an escape. You can't. I get stuck in these queer echo chambers and algorithms, which are great sometimes because I get to communicate with my fellow gays about Slater's new album that I'm excited for. And the Lisa Renaissance, as I like to call it. They're bringing Lisa Rinna back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thank God. I never thought I would say that, ever. She pissed me off so much her last couple seasons, but the show needs a villain. It does, and Amanda's just not cutting it. Regardless, the negative sides to these queer echo chambers and algorithms are the discourse. I am tired, like I said, of having the same conversations over and over. I don't give a fuck what you think about neopronouns. Just be respectful. Like, I feel like we're worrying about the wrong fucking things. I don't care if someone wants to use frog self. Good for them. If that helps them feel more comfortable in their skin, in their identity, I'm going to fucking respect it. It's no skin off my back. Like, we have bigger fish to fucking fry. The use of the word twink is getting on my nerves. I am tired of people saying who can and cannot use it. Is it a slur or not? No, it's not a slur, but it can be used with negative intentions. Point blank, period. That's all you need to say. Next conversation, we should be talking about how to fight actual oppression, how to prevent from backsliding. Because shit is bad out here. Shit is bad out here. We have this conversation of who gonna be the boys. There's this rise in a homophobic rhetoric against straight men. And it's fine because it's against straight men, right? That's how people are positioning it. But it is homophobic nonetheless, and it falls back on the gays, as it always does. So I'm tired of it. I'm tired of addressing things that don't need to be addressed and then just letting, things like that go. What are we doing? Even in person shit is bad. Like, we have performative men as an epidemic, and they have jumped out of our phones into the land of the living, and they're taking over. I'm sick of seeing them. I'm sick of seeing straight men using queer aesthetics to lure straight women in, thinking that they're safe, but still using being gay as an insult. I don't want to have to worry about whether or not my favorite reality TV star has a homophobic past. I don't want to have to worry about getting called a slur when walking down the street. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and I do mean elephant. Since Trump was elected, not even inaugurated, elected, shit has gone downhill so bad for us. I'm just going to speak my truth for a little bit. In November, I believe, was walking down German Street here in Shepherdstown, walking down the main street. Somebody in a black truck rolls a window down, yells a slur at me, the F slur, obvi, and just keeps driving. And I'm like, I have been here for 3 years. That was the first time that happened. And coincidentally, it was right after Trump got elected. He has all these ignorant homophobes feeling brave. And we need to not let that happen. We need to start embarrassing people. We need to start calling shit out. We need to start clocking it. As I mentioned in my last episode, we need to start clocking it. I also got called a slur in the spring, a week or two after he was inaugurated, because I was sitting on the corner of a street reading a magazine. I was in front of my cutesy little sweet shop, love sweet shop. I was sitting in front of there reading a Vogue magazine, and a white car full of kids, teenagers, gross, drove by and yelled the F word at me. And here's the thing. When I was a freshman, I never had that happen to me. Shepherdstown has changed for the worse. But as the queer community always does and always has and always will, we are bouncing back. Last year, Shepherdstown hosted their first ever Pride Parade, and I went. It was just a pure celebration of love. There wasn't a single homophobic protester, which is very rare, especially for the area. It was just pure love. We had trans people, we had drag queens, we had people of all identities in the queer community being highlighted. Shepherd University, even despite the DEI cuts in West Virginia, which, by the way, if you don't know, if you're watching this from outside of West Virginia, any mentions of DEI are now illegal in public schools in West Virginia. You are not allowed to use any DEI language. We used to have a multicultural leadership team. Now it's called global because you can't use the word multicultural and still receive funding. Regardless, our school has brought back the GSA and are currently bringing back the BSU. If you don't know what those are, GSA is Gender Sexuality Alliance. It's for the queers. And BSU is the Black Student Union. The GSA had a little Kickstarter back in spring, and I was a part of that. I was a part of the original group that brought it back, and I'm very proud of that. There were like 5 or 6 of us, and it was a really close-knit group. And I haven't been able to go to any meetings this year because I have work at the same time as the meetings. But from what I've seen, they've grown humongously. They just put on a drag show on campus, and it was beautiful. I went. It was a fun time. We had girls from Hagerstown. We had some DC guys. We had drag kings, queens, thems, everything. I lived. It was fun. They raised a ton of money for Hagerstown Hopes, which is a local nonprofit. And that was all despite the DEI cuts in public schools and the Jefferson County Obscenity Ordinance. If you're not from this area, then you probably do not know. But our county, which is the bluest county in a red state, because I don't believe West Virginia is a red state at heart. You're under spells, people. Anyways, Jefferson County tried to ban drag with their obscenity ordinance. And because of the language in which it was written, it ended up doing nothing. That was very positive as an oversight for us. So nothing really got done, but the intention was still there and it still sent a message. I say all this to say, when life beats you up for being queer, and I do mean when, because it does, you have to find spaces where you're not only accepted, but you're protected. There are still spaces on campus, in the community, where you are loved, where you are cherished, where you are going to be protected. We have the Gender Sexuality Alliance. We have plenty of professors, programs. They exist no matter where you are. I grew up in a podunk town of 2,500 people maximum where it wasn't safe being gay. But you have to find places. There are always places where you are going to be protected. We'll dive into that more next week, where I talk about what it was like growing up in Appalachia. And with that, our show has come to a close. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in next episode where I have a very, very special guest. Wow.